So here we are at Eurotunnel, start of the 2019 tour. Just the three of us. Jay was supposed to be coming but he had car issues. So yeah, usual rubbish conversation has started. So yeah, glorious sunshine. Hope it's a good trip. So here we are just going on to the Eurotunnel. It's not very busy, so we're on an earlier tunnel train than you should be. The others are just behind me. Not even left Blighty and Tony's got his first breakdown. It's just out with a roll of insulation tape. No, every stoppage counts. In case you don't want to see a picture of his arse, this is what he's doing. He's just putting a bit of insulation tape around the seatbelt so it doesn't whip him in the face. So, first port of call, our first stop in France is a Carrefour supermarket. Chris realised he'd forgot to pack any clothes, well, shirts to be precise. I mean, how you can forget your clothes, I don't know. So he's gone clothes shopping.
I've got squeaky feet.
Yeah, we don't care about your feet. And we're looking for some cold beer to drink on the way to where we're going to have our dinner. Okay, the only cold beer we could find was in this sort of draft pot. And it comes with this little attachment that Tony's trying to figure it out.
There needs to be some instructions.
Yeah, in French.
So,
I'm sure it'll work out well.
oh no.
Good morning. And here we are, the three of us, in France. Beginning of Friday, first full proper day of the trip. Sun's just coming up. It's just about 6 o'clock. Just getting ready, going to head off and stop at a bakery and get something for breakfast. About 10 minutes into Friday morning's drive, Chris was having slight clutch slip yesterday, but he's decided that there's definitely clutch slip every time he accelerates. So we've had a little look, there's no slack on the cable, so we think he's put it together wrong.
Bye!
No, don't go! Friday night, here we are in this town. We've walked down, had a couple of shandies in the home of French cuisine. We were walking up this lovely little quaint street here, right past this kebab shop, and it smelled so delicious we had to stop. Saturday morning, we were waking up at this Formula One hotel. Last night we walked into town, had a couple of beers, well, shandies actually, because we're not really real men. There's Tony. Pretty quiet out here on the edge of an industrial estate, but feels pretty safe. Cars were fine, and it's going to be a hot day, so it's 6 o'clock-ish and we're just heading off. Been on the road about half an hour, just coming into this little village. We can smell a bakery, and there's a bakery on that side of the road and a bar on this side, or cafe, that's giving us a coffee and a cup of tea, so perfect for breakfast. Saturday morning, it's been a glorious one. No traffic at all, coal after coal. Went past Annecy and we've stopped at this sort of ski resort place on the top of a hill for a nice cold drink and of course use the facilities. We've done about 250 miles this morning, so well ahead of schedule, but it does mean we can stop, take pictures, stop for a drink and just take it sort of easy, which is working well. Even time for sightseeing on this tour. It's amazing what you find tucked away in the mountains. A number of times we've been here and we've never come across this. Beautiful lake, and well, or maybe it's a reservoir. People swimming down there. Very beautiful. How's this for a view for a Saturday night campsite? Right at the foot of Mont Blanc. Here we are under a nice tree, bit of shade. Well, it's actually getting not chilly, but it's cooled down a lot. There's the bar, very convenient. And oh, just over there, it's like an outdoor kitchen-y thing where we're going to have lasagna and rabbit stew for dinner. All in all, not a bad day. My temperature sender unit has gone AWOL, but apart from that, yeah, all good. And relatively quiet here, which would be nice. until we wake them up at 6 o'clock in the morning when we leave. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are in the campsite. We have vegetable lasagna for starters and like a rabbit stew. I've gone for the healthy option of potatoes. I don't know why Tony's got them next to him because they're mine, and he's having chips. And so yeah, perfect location. And the cars are really close, so good. Well, everything's good. Sunday morning, just woken up in this campsite, Mont Blanc, snow-covered mountains. A little bit chilly last night, but it wasn't too bad. Little pool over there. We went for a dip when we arrived because it's hot. Hopefully my electrical gremlin is now bypassed, so a cup of coffee and we're off. Lunch on Saturday was purchased in the supermarket. Lovely air conditioning, so we're having our picnic inside the air conditioning supermarket. It's so hot out there, but yeah, we're doing well. We're well ahead of schedule, so time to chill a bit. Okay, just come up the Furka Pass, and believe it or not, Tony said it's about the scenery. Wonders will never cease. But yeah, still snow on the ground, but it's blooming hot. So yeah, got quite a view. We've just gone up the Umbrail and down the Stelvio, hardly any traffic, managed to get some GoPro footage. Tony wants to stop here quickly, not sure why. He said stop, 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 but it's a washing machine shop, so whether or not he wants to wash his underwear or his stinky socks, I don't know. I'll go inside and find what he's doing. And the Sunday report. Been a good day, slightly hot. No car issues. I don't have a temperature gauge, but it hasn't boiled over, so must be good. Quite a few passes, a little bit of traffic, but generally not too bad. We've just set up camp in this field. Tony does seem to like camping, but this is Switzerland and this is more expensive than a log cabin would be in Italy. So here's Tony. He's just going to tell us what passes we did today.
Hang on, I've just got a
put those away.
We did at least a dozen passes today. We did, oh crikey, the Grand St Bernard, the Nuffenen, the Grimsel, the Furka, the Suston. Oh, I can't think of the other ones, but it's just pass after pass after pass. Knackered.
Yeah, and the cars are all going well, no real issues at all. No traffic, well, a tiny bit because it was Sunday, but we soon dispatched those, and yeah, off to have a shower and had a beer and then just go into this little village here for dinner. So here we are Tuesday night in the Dolomites. Some of you who have done this trip before will recognise this campsite. Jay certainly will, and this is the one that little Steve joined us after his alternator was fixed by Sandro. Anyway, here we are on our little cabin.
I'm working all day. Come on, Kenton, dinner's ready.
Yes, what have you prepared for dinner? Well, for dinner tonight we have beer, we have cheese, some salami slices and a packet of crisps, mainly because we had a large lunch and we can't be asked to walk into town. So yeah, that kind of sums up this trip really. Indulgence and then trying to save money. Wednesday morning, lovely day, sun's just coming up, we're just getting ready to go, so we'll hit the road. Right, here we are in this nice shady edge of the forest. Just having, it's 10:15, just having a sort of a late breakfast, I would call it. There's only 30 miles left to go on today's ITM. We got up early and cracked off all the passes. No traffic at all. So yeah, we're ahead of schedule. Only 27 miles left, it's only 10:15. So we're going to probably do a bit of tomorrow, which means we'll finish up near Lake Constance. So tomorrow morning we won't have the traffic that we would have had around Lake Constance tonight, if that makes sense. Anyway, breakfast time. Right, update. We had a really good morning. Did about 150 miles before breakfast. Got up early. Loads of classes, no traffic whatsoever because it was early. We were up at dawn's crack. We've just entered Germany, so we're ahead of schedule now, thanks to our early start. And we've stopped at this campsite, and the option is a tent, or she said there's a barrel. So we're just going to find the barrel, because if it's for honeymoon couples, we don't really want it. Ah, I can see barrels coming. They look rather snug. Oh dear. I think, unless I have a barrel and you can go in your tent. That does look rather cosy if you've got the key. Oh ah, yes, this is a barrel. Yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit too snug for me and Tony. What's it like? Open the door so I can video it.
Oh, look.
Open the door.
How snug it is.
Oh.
Are you going on top again tonight, darling?
Oh my. No, that's all claustrophobic. No, definitely not. This is like husband and wife, or fiance, or a little, love
We're
nest.
not rocking the barrel
No,
tonight.
we're not. Okay, so that's a no then. It means it'll be tense. So, camping ground update. Well, as you can see, my bag is inside one of these, but Tony decided he couldn't have a tent if I was having a barrel, so he's got his own barrel.
So I threw a little hissy fit.
He did throw a hissy fit. He got back in his car and said he was going to leave. But only because I told the lady to say, which when he went to get his passport, that there weren't any more barrels left and he'd have to sleep in a tent. And he was not very happy. But I think he's calmed down now, probably. Oh, we're just discussing over the radios how Tony's faults all seem to have fixed themselves now that we're in the Black Forest and it's cooled down. All his gauges are working, his lights are working, everything. And we were just going along and suddenly he goes, oh no! And it's the throttle cable's broken. Apparently it's something he bodged up the other day, or the other year. So his bodge has lasted quite well. So yeah, but other than that, we're doing well. So here we are, Thursday, just before lunch. We passed a Lidl. Yeah. Notice we have a packet each because we're no longer team players. So, but of course you have to look down the middle aisle. There's some nice screwdrivers over there, and a programmable sprinkler watering thingamajig. But oh yeah, Parkside tools, just like at home. Nah, they don't last very long. Anyway, back to the job at hand. Everything going well. So yeah, home Friday. This morning we came up through Germany, through the Black Forest, and a bit into France now. Stopped as little as you saw. Next to this canal, we found a good little shady picnic spot. But joy of joys, as Tony described it, we've opened our little boxes and it's a banquet. There's like pasta salad and I don't know, pastries and
lots of yummy
stuff.
And
healthy too, because we've eaten lots of vegetables this trip. Got a little bit of a wobble in my wheel bearing. Going to stop at the next garage and see what's going on. Why are we in a garage, you might ask? Well, just coming into a town and my wobbly wheel bearing decided that it didn't like going round anymore. So the front wheel started locking up, but luckily we were like half a mile from this garage. We've driven in and the outer wheel bearing race is just in pieces. So quick Google and we think we know the part number, and the guy's gone up to his little office there to order one. So fingers crossed we'll still get back today. And I jinxed it by when we stopped in the woods, well, only for breakfast, and I said, oh, I think I'm going to make it home because we're only 120 miles to go. So Yeah. What's this? There's no I in team? Go.
This will be a brilliant story to tell all of our viewers at home how easy we fix things when we're out on tour.
That is so true. I had a loose wheel bearing, and we came into this town. I said to Tony, we ought to find a garage, lift the wheel up and just have a look. So about 500 metres literally from where I stopped, we drove into this garage. They had a look at the wheel bearing. We took the wheel off, and the bearing was totally shot. So they went in a little parts store out the back there, found a bearing that was almost the same size, but was a roller bearing, not a taper bearing. But they've, and under the insurances, I'll fix it as soon as I get home. They've fitted the roller bearing, which will be fine because it's got a big washer on the outside of it, so it can't fall off. And in no time at all, it's back on the road. So don't let coming on a tour put you off. Mechanical things can and do get fixed. So here we are back on the Eurotunnel. We have two cars, so they both survived more or less. First of all, we'll start with Tony's report of what happened to his car.
Oh, Christ,
nothing much.
My car?
No, actually, it did.
So I've got a leak in the fuel tank. None of my lights or headlights or anything worked, so we did a bodge. And then further north France, we got all the lights started working again. I've got a warning light coming up from the dash telling me I've got too much fuel in it. I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds remarkably little compared to the other one. So there's the other one, which apart from breaking down in a tunnel, having it pushed out by the police, and it was the coil that had gone, being so hot under the bonnet it has melted the front wiring loom, so we've had to bodge a wire to run the fan. What else? Yeah, HT lead just totally disintegrated. Lucky I had a spare. On the way back there was the front wheel bearing, which we have replaced, as you saw earlier in the video diary. Instruments wise, as you can see, you can't. I'm stationary on the train, but doing about 60 miles an hour, because that's broken. The water gauge doesn't work. I guess that's because the wiring loom is in the front. The indicators don't work, probably because the wiring loom in the front has melted. I need to also redo, fill the brakes up because the brake line in the bonnet has boiled, so the oil is all brake fluid is
fuel consumption.
Oh, and because it was running a bit lumpy, the fuel consumption has been atrocious. But apart from that, we're on the train. We've had a good trip. And don't let any minor hiccups, such as those small insignificant things, put you off joining another trip.